The topic of my assignment 5 is police brutality in Canada. Among the racialized group, Black people are more likely to be faced with violence and hostility with policing system in Canada. Based on the data presented by Ontario Human Rights Commission, OHRC, people of color were 1.2 to 1.6 times more likely to face violence whenever they interact with police officers in year 2020. And Black residents were more likely to have police officer point a fire alarm them when they appear to be unarmed than white people. In October 2023, ha- I got familiar with this case of anti-Black racism, especially here in Toronto. My acquaintance brother was killed at a plaza in New York, and this was about 9 p.m. The CCTV reports came out and that he was parked at he parked his car at the parking lot where he wanted to get something. This was a plaza, and the officer traced him to the store and waited for him to be out before this whole shooting started. So his name is Fred, and he this innocent guy kept asking, Fred kept asking, what was my offense? And you could hear from the audio or the audible voice that he was struggling, he was scared, he was afraid, and at that point, he just wanted to know what was his offense. And he kept saying, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? The officer did not say a word. And after a few minutes of violence, he finally said, the police officer said, he must shut up. And Fred tried to struggle for his life. Before you know, in a matter of seconds, the officer shot Fred. So this all violence and police officers usually very quick to point guns at Black people. It's not just starting today, and having the personal experience uh, is quite difficult for me to just push it on the side. It is happening, and it's still happening, and we need a lot of people to come out to voice their opinion about this matter. It is quite unfortunate because we know Fred to be a calm, easy, friendly guy, and everyone was shocked when the news came out that Fred was gone. And to make the matter worse, City News was was the organization that reported the incident. There was no communication from the Toronto police of the incident to the family. No effort was made to inform the family that something like this had happened. Multiple requests were made to inquire about his body. The Fred's dead body, there was no response. Even till now, there has been back and forth to lawyers, communicating back and forth, going to the courts, but there is no positive result from that. And the officer that killed Fred, as a matter of fact, he was not on duty on that particular night. So this makes us worry. What is the next coming years going to be like for Black people and racialized group of people? All right. So going forward, I would like to just mention a few data here. According to a study by Ontario Human Rights Commission, Black Torontonians are 20 times more likely to be shot by police than white residents living in Toronto. The increasing number of deaths of Black people is alarming, very alarming. And we need to see justice being done. It is not just putting out the data out there. It is not just showing that justice can be done. We actually need to have an experiment share justice being done. So going forward, even though we are aware that there has been a lot of brutality, police brutality against Black people, allyship and advocacy would go a long way if it's active in communities. and this is to create space and support needed for racialized individuals. For example, families, friends, acquaintances advocated for justice for Fred through protests on the streets of Toronto, and they did that even in the winter from November, December, January, February. It was ongoing. Sometimes it was vigil, and it was extremely difficult, but it was so important for us as the families and us as friends, including the families of Fred, to just get the word out there that this must stop. We're still grieving and no one is ready to listen to us. So the protest was sort of a way to get our voices heard. Families of Black people who have been or are currently being victimized is basically because of their identity, and it's that simple. It's because of their identity. That's why they are being denied of basic human rights. So they want it, it, we as Black people, we really want justice to be served by creating an environment that is authentic, that has equal opportunities, and these opportunities can be accessed. It's not just having equal opportunities, but are they available and are they accessible to racialized people in order to fulfill their potentials? So these are the ongoing questions that we need to ask, and also making sure that advocacy is there, protest is there, allyship is there. So on the final note, we need more activism, we need more social actions to advocate for and fight against systematic and structural racism. We need this activism to keep going on and to be more active to fight against discrimination and unjust killings of racialized individuals.